Have you ever felt like your belly has a mind of its own? Like, no matter what you do, it's just there, living rent-free, photobombing every outfit, and acting like the main character when nobody even invited it? Cause girl, same. And honestly, I was so over it. And I know you probably are too. That's exactly why in this video, I'm sharing the real, science-backed tricks that finally helped me slim down without wasting money on fads or torturing myself with quick fixes. The best part? They're simple, they're cute, and babe, if they worked for me, someone who can't commit to a treadmill longer than 5 minutes, then I promise they can work for you too. Okay, so here's glow up lesson number 1. I had to break up with soda. And not just the regular ones, but also those so-called healthy juices that look cute in glass bottles or cans but are basically sugar bombs in disguise. For the longest time, I didn't even realize how much they were messing with me. I thought, it's just juice. It can't be that bad. But girl, it was. Every sip was spiking my sugar levels, making me hungrier, and keeping that stubborn belly fat locked in place. The wildest part is that I didn't even notice how much it was making me bloated until I stopped. Within just a week of swapping them out, I started waking up less puffy. My jeans buttoned a little easier, and my cravings weren't screaming at me 24/7. So what did I replace them with? Water, obviously, but to keep it fun, I added lemon slices, berries, or cucumber. Sparkling water with a squeeze of lime became my go-to fancy drink, and green tea also became my total game changer for energy and metabolism. Honestly, saying goodbye to liquid calories was the simplest switch ever, and it gave me the biggest glow up. Girl, as cliche as it may sound, sometimes the smallest changes make the loudest difference. And that's exactly what happened with my next habit, the one I used to totally underestimate, the hot girl walk. I used to roll my eyes at people who swore by walking. Like, how is that even a workout? But then I tried it. Just a 20-minute stroll after dinner, and wow, my body actually thanked me for it. This made me realize that nobody really talks about how powerful a simple walk is for belly fat. Here's a secret. After you eat, your blood sugar spikes. If you sit on the couch, your body stores a lot of that energy as fat, especially around your stomach. But if you walk right after a meal, your muscles use that sugar for energy instead, so less gets stored. I didn't know that at first. I just noticed my bandaged dresses from the House of CB started fitting me better without me changing my diet. Now, my walk feels like a ritual. I throw on my headphones, play my main character playlist with Taylor Swift's The Eras Tour soundtracks on it, and suddenly it's not exercise. It becomes a therapy. I get fresh air, my digestion feels smoother, and my mood instantly lifts. It's wild that something so simple, so low effort, actually helps shrink belly fat. Now, hot girl walks turned out to be my sneakiest glow up hack. But if walking is my sneaky bestie, then protein was my fairy godmother. Protein Princess Rule was honestly my Cinderella moment. For the longest time, I thought protein was only for guys at the gym with shaker bottles the size of my head. Meanwhile, I was over here living off lattes, chips, and random snacks, wondering why I was always so hungry and why my belly refused to chill. Then I discovered that protein actually keeps your hunger hormones calm. Like, instead of my stomach throwing tantrums every 2 hours, suddenly it was quiet, peaceful even. I swapped my nothing but coffee mornings for eggs with avocado, threw grilled chicken or tofu on my salads, and made Greek yogurt with honey for my afternoon pick-me-up. Also, if you want to know my fave girly hack, I actually started blending vanilla protein powder into my iced coffee. And it was like an instant Starbucks dupe, but actually filling. No more 3 p.m. sugar crashes, and no more running to the pantry like a gremlin. And the cutest part is that my waist started looking snatched without me even trying. I can attest that it wasn't about eating less, but was about eating smarter. Being a protein princess feels like wearing an invisible crown. And honestly, this rule doesn't just feed your body, it also feeds your confidence. And once I had that part down, I started looking for little add-ons. Tiny things that seemed too simple to matter, but actually made a big difference. And this is how chia seeds saved me. Okay, let's be real. When I first saw chia seeds, I was like, these tiny black dots are supposed to help my belly? They didn't look cute, they didn't smell cute either, and honestly, I thought they were just an Instagram aesthetic thing. But girl, the first time I actually tried them in my yogurt, I was shocked. I wasn't hungry an hour later, or 2 hours later. My usual snack gremlin self? Gone. Here's the part nobody tells you. Chia seeds literally puff up in liquid, like little glow-up pearls. They turn into this fluffy gel that makes you feel full without that heavy, gross feeling. It's like your tummy finally got a cozy weighted blanket and stopped begging for snacks every 5 seconds. And the glow factor? It was unreal. The fiber keeps your digestion smooth, you know what I mean, bestie, which means no more random bloat ruining your cute outfits. My go-to is overnight chia pudding with almond milk and strawberries. It feels like I'm eating dessert for breakfast, but my waistline thanks me every single time. And just when I thought food was the only glow-up hack that mattered, I realized sleep was secretly running the whole show. That's where my beauty sleep fix came in. And honestly, it was my biggest plot twist. I used to treat sleep like some optional side quest, pulling all-nighters for Netflix, scrolling TikTok until 2 a.m., and then wondering why I woke up looking puffy with the energy of a zombie. I even used to brag about surviving for 5 hours like it was some kind of flex. But spoiler alert, it wasn't cute, babe. The real glow-up happened when I finally gave myself permission to sleep like the main character. I bought cute silk pillowcases, made chamomile tea before bed, and set a phone curfew, so I wasn't doom scrolling at midnight. Within a week, I noticed something wild. My cravings for junk food basically disappeared. Like, my brain wasn't screaming for cookies at 11 p.m. anymore. Here's the science nobody told me. When you're sleep deprived, your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin, go haywire. So your body literally tricks you into thinking you're starving. Plus, stress hormones spike, which stores fat right in your belly. Once I fixed my sleep, everything calmed down. So yeah, binge watch those Sex and City or Gilmore Girls in the morning if you want to wake up glowing, like you just stepped out of a skincare ad. But here's the plot twist nobody talks about. Sometimes, your belly isn't just food, it's also feelings. So the next thing you should do is be a drama-free diva. For the longest time, my belly wasn't just from fries or cupcakes, it was also from drama. Seriously, every time I got stressed, I'd raid the pantry like it was Black Friday. I used to think I just had no willpower. But the gag is stress literally tells your body to store fat right in your belly. Cortisol, the stress hormone, is the real villain here. So instead of chasing another diet, I started chasing peace. And that's why my little night routine became sacred. I'd light the candle, write down every thought buzzing in my head, messy handwriting and all, then put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I even started doing this bougie breathing thing. Inhale like I'm smelling fresh cookies, exhale like I'm blowing out a birthday candle. It's kind of funny, but girl, it works. Within weeks, I wasn't reaching for snacks out of boredom or nerves anymore. And the best part is that I felt softer, calmer, and more me. Lesson learned. A snatched waist isn't just built in the kitchen, it's built in your peace of mind. So, stay stress-free, bestie, and your belly will thank you. Now, let's talk about the toned girl secret. I used to swear I'd never touch weights. In my head, lifting meant turning into some bulky, sweaty bodybuilder, and that was not the vibe I wanted. But girl, let me spill the tea. I was wrong. The moment I picked up a pair of pink 5-pound dumbbells in my bedroom, everything changed. The secret no one tells you? Muscle is like the quiet calorie-burning machine. Even when you're scrolling TikTok or binge-watching Netflix, your body is burning more energy if you've got a little muscle on you. So I started with squats, lunges, and push-ups. Literally just bodyweight stuff while watching reality TV. Within weeks, I noticed my summer dresses sliding on easier and my arms looking way cuter in tank tops. In fact, lifting even light weights actually changes how your clothes feel. So you can say it's not just about inches anymore, but also the way your waistline smooths out and your posture gets better. Suddenly, my comfy jeans feel roomy and I wasn't yanking down my dresses every 5 minutes. And the confidence boost hit was different. Carrying my groceries without struggling, opening jars without begging someone else for help, and honestly, it made me feel like that girl. I realized strong doesn't mean bulky like Hulk. Strong means toned, sculpted, and snatched in all the right places. So now, my dumbbells are basically part of my skincare routine. They're non-negotiable. Because at the end of the day, trust me, being a little stronger makes you feel a whole lot prettier, like you can conquer the world. And speaking of glow-ups that feel powerful and pretty, let's move on to my favorite hacks, the candlelight dinner trick. Okay, so this one sounds super extra, but hear me out. It literally works. I used to shovel food like I was in some kind of speed eating contest, and then I wonder why I always felt bloated and unsatisfied. Then one night, the power went out, and I had dinner by candlelight. And that meant no TV, no bright lights, and no rushing for me. And OMG, it was a total game changer. Something about that soft glow made me slow down without even thinking about it. I chewed more, I actually tasted my food, and I got full on way less. Turns out, when you dim the lights, candles, fairy lights, even a cute little lamp, your brain naturally calms down. You eat slower, your hunger hormones chill out, and you actually notice when you're full. Plus, it feels kind of romantic. Even if it's just you and your salad. I started making it a little ritual. Light a candle, play soft music, and eat slowly. And honestly, my portions got smaller without me even trying. Bonus is that it made dinner feel like self-care instead of just fuel. Because who knew eating like you were in a rom-com could secretly help your waistline? But here's the fun part. Did you know that not every waist slimming trick has to be about food or workouts? Some of the best ones are actually sneaky little psychology hacks that work on your mind first and then on your waistline. And one of my faves? The closet motivation hack. Here's something no one really tells you. Motivation isn't about willpower, but psychology. For the longest time, I kept my dream dress buried at the back of my closet, like some shameful little secret. Every time I glanced at it, it made me feel guilty. It felt like a reminder of where I wasn't yet. But then I learned this sneaky little psychology trick. If you take the thing that you want the most and make it part of your daily environment, your brain literally starts wiring itself around it. It's called the exposure effect in psych, and it's honestly magical. So I decided to flip the script. Instead of hiding the dress, I hung it right where I'd see it every morning. At first, it felt extra. Like, wow, thanks for the pressure, fabric. But after a week, it wasn't pressure anymore. It was normal. My brain started casually adjusting my choices without me even realizing it. Do I really need the caramel drizzle? Or maybe I'll just walk home instead of Ubering. All with no force and no guilt. Just tiny little shifts stacking up. The cutest part is that the dress became less of a someday fantasy and more like a part of my identity. I didn't feel punished, I felt inspired. Like the dress was cheering me on silently from its hanger. And the day I finally slipped it on and zipped it up, it didn't feel like some dramatic before and after movie moment. It felt obvious. Like, duh, of course that fits now. And I think that's the secret. When you place your goals where you can literally see them daily, they stop being this distant maybe and start living rent-free in your reality. Which brings me to another glow-up hack that sounds crazy at first, but works like magic. Saying yes to cold showers. I used to roll my eyes when I saw those take cold shower videos. Like, babe, I already dread shampoo days. Why would I purposefully freeze myself? But then I found out there's actual science behind it, and suddenly I got curious. Turns out, your body has something called brown fat. Not the jiggly white fat we all complain about, but a special kind that's like your body's built-in heater. When you're exposed to cold, brown fat kicks on to keep you warm. And while doing that, it burns calories. Yes, literally, your body becomes a little calorie furnace when you're just standing there shivering. So I started small. A normal hot shower, because comfort is still queen, then finishing with a 30-second icy rinse. The first few times I squealed like a toddler, but honestly, it became kind of addicting. Not only was I burning extra energy, but I noticed I came out feeling super awake. Like I had a natural iced latte shot through my veins. Plus, my skin looked tighter, my hair felt shinier, and my mood lifted like crazy. Apparently, cold water also releases endorphins. So no wonder I felt like a glowing ice princess afterward. Remember, this is not about torturing yourself with 5-minute ice baths. Even just 30 seconds of frosty water at the end of your shower is enough to spark that brown fat activation and get the benefits. Now, my hot showers feel incomplete without that icy little finale, and weirdly, I kinda love it. Who knew freezing your buns off could feel so chic? So maybe you should try that one too. And speaking of chic little rituals, let's talk about my favorite glow-up game that doesn't involve sweating or starving. The waist snatch game. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Your brain loves games. That's why we're glued to Candy Crush, TikTok streaks, and those little Starbucks rewards. It's called the gamification effect. That's when progress feels measurable and rewarding. Your brain releases little hits of dopamine that keep you hooked. So instead of weighing myself daily and spiraling every time the scale mounts, hello water weight, I switched to a different game, tracking my waist. Every Sunday, I grab a soft tape measure, wrap it around my waist, and jot the number in a cute notes app. At first, the changes were tiny, like half a centimeter, but girl, that half a centimeter felt like a trophy. Unlike the scale, which goes up and down for a million reasons, hormones, salt, random bloat, your waistline tells a more honest story of fat loss. It gave me a steady sense of yes, I'm moving forward without the stress spiral. And because my brain saw it as a game, I naturally stayed more consistent. I'd think, okay, let's see what next week's score is, which made healthy choices feel fun instead of punishment. It was like I turned my fitness journey into my own glow-up challenge, where every little win counted. The cutest part is that I started styling myself differently before I hit my dream number, because the confidence from those small wins made me feel snatched already. That's the psychology trick for me. When progress is framed as a game, your brain stays motivated longer, and your body follows. At the end of the day, babe, a glow up isn't about obsessing or stressing, but about cute little rituals that make you feel like that girl. Trust me, progress feels so much easier when it's wrapped in routines that make you feel good, confident, and a little bit unstoppable. And here's the real tea. Those tiny shifts are exactly what melt body fat over time. No, not crash diets, not crazy workouts, just stacking small, girly habits that sneakily add up. Before you know it, your waist is tighter, your jeans slide on smoother, and you catch yourself glowing in every mirror. That's why always remind yourself that losing fat doesn't have to feel miserable. It can feel cute, playful, and honestly kind of fun when you turn it into your own game. Bye!